Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quickcard, and welcome back to Chrono Trigger. Today, I'm mostly just going to be doing a montage of showing off some dual and triple techs that I haven't shown yet, collecting every sealed chest and sealed door I have access to at this part in the game, and then I'm going to end it by showing off the game over screen if you go fight Lavos and fail, because I think it's just as beautiful as everything else in this game. So, not really much here is going to happen in terms of progress, but, you know, it'll still be worth watching. It's a good reference for where all these items can be found, and you'll get to see that game over screen.
Ah! You've been to the Magic Kingdom. With that pillar of light sealed, you'll be needing to find a way to move through time more freely, should you wish to return. I recall someone working on such a device. The Wings of Time, I believe he called it. Though, sadly, I fear the man's mind left him in the course of those long years of research.
Alright, so I am actually going to start in the future. Just because there's a few sealed things here. So the first one, obviously, right here in Bangor Dome. We are going to be getting so much stronger today. There's a tab. I think there's a tab over there in the corner that we can't see. We got a workman's wallet, an alluring top, and a high ether. So, alluring top boosts the success rate of charm, which we don't even know yet. The workman's wallet turns experience into money. Huh, I could have sworn there was a tab in here. Guess I was wrong. Alright, let's go to the next location. The next one here is in Trandome. This one has the tab. We get a high ether, a golden stud, a magic capsule. So we'd already gotten the silver stud, which is the reduces MP consumption by 50%. Golden stud reduces MP consumption by 75%. Very, very powerful. Okay, let's move on to the next one, because there is a sealed door across the ruins. Okay, so the next one is here in Eris Dome, and this is one that's very easy to forget exists. And that's only if you even notice it. And there's some new dialogue. Hey, you're back! Mommy said Daddy's somewhere far away now. Don't worry, I won't give up. I have this child to raise and that sapling. Since you've come, everyone seems to have regained their will to survive. It appears your energy is contagious. You can reach the continent to the south. Yep, Death Peak. You're still talking about that too. Door with the crest. Wonder what kind of fruit this thing will bear. Oh, it's you. Look, the seeds sprouted. And you still have the same stuff for sale? Yes, you do. Okay. So we're going to be fighting a few battles as we get to the sealed door here, and also as we go through the sewers, because that actually is like the big important story thing that's happening today. Let's see, Chrono, Ayla, and Robo. Do we have any new abilities to show off? Nope. Okay, this pack does not have any new abilities. Next group. Let's go Ayla and Frog. We've already seen Slurp Kiss and Bubble Burst. Let's throw out Luca. There's actually several dual techs among this group that I haven't shown off yet. But first, a new single tech Frog has learned Aerial Strike. Beautiful. Next. Chrono and Frog can now do Lightning Rod. This is our first light element dual tech, I believe. Frog stabs them, and then we hit the sword with lightning. Very cool. And then this guy, Luca and Frog can now use... Damn it, Chrono. I'm trying to show off cool stuff. You know what? You're getting your Rage Band privileges taken off for the moment. So this is the sealed door in the Eris Dome, which you do have to enter the password on this console in order to reach. We've got a strength capsule and 4 chests. A golden earring, an acuity ring, an elixir, and a luminous robe. Luminous robe, significant upgrade. And as far as the new accessories we found, the golden earring boosts maximum HP by 50%, and the acuity ring increases accuracy by 10. Alright, now let's actually show off this move, the Red Needle. Boom. Just another beautiful version of a fire sword. Okay, so I'll start making my way through the sewers and keep showing off new skills. So it turns out I didn't actually have any more new abilities to show off. That's fine though, we're through the sewers and we have reached the Keeper's Dome. The final instruction sequence the Rise One programmed into me was for his burial. Now I can join him in his eternal rest. But first, I'm certain there was one more task I was ordered to complete. Something about the seats. Memory error. I forget. And this is the last sealed door in the future. You who have opened the door. I am Balthasar, the Guru of Reason, and formerly of the Kingdom of Zeal. I was cast into this era by a great disaster which befell our land. Much to my surprise, I have learned that the creature Lavos was not a product of our age. Far from it. It seems that the being fell from the sky in a bygone age, burrowing deep into the planet's core. There he began to feed upon its energy, growing ever stronger. Lavos' form was revealed briefly when he was summoned forth by a mighty wizard by the name of Magus in the year 600. In the year 1999, Lavos emerged to claim the surface. Now he has taken the place I've named Death Peak as his throne, or nest as it may well be. His miniature spawn now flow from the mountaintop, an avalanche of death. Lavos is a parasite of gargantuan proportions whose host is the planet itself. Trapped here, I endeavor to continue my study and observation of Lavos, but I believe the end draws near. Maintaining one's sanity is an endeavor in and of itself in an age such as this. An endeavor I fear may be futile. So before my mind is lost forever, I have decided to leave these records of my knowledge behind, along with my greatest invention. Ever did I long to return home, and toil endlessly in search of a way, but as I neared the completion of my research, so did I near the end of my days. I have grown old and frail, and so I leave it in your hands, you who have opened the way. Take hold of the reins of time, and let all the people of this planet's past and future join as one. Then, only then, you just may be able to stop Lavos. You have little chance of success, but even a little chance is still a chance. You who have opened the door, the fate of the world is in your hands. Open now the final door and claim what awaits you, my last and greatest work, the Wings of Time. And here it is. The wings. This must be Balthasar's invention! Oh. What, this thing? Well, that was nice. Hello. Scared you, didn't I? It's me, Balthasar. I copied my memory into this thing. What do you think? Precious, isn't he? Anyway, there's something I need to explain. Namely, how to transcend time. Press X to display the time gauge, then select the era you wish to visit. Ah, yes! Before you go, why don't you give a name to my time machine? The Epoch. Well then, hop aboard. And I would just like to, give a warning to the headphone users because, yeah, it's another cutscene whose volume I unfortunately cannot lower. Mumble, mumble. Let's take off. And first, I want to stop by the end of time and see if the old man there has any new dialogue. Epoch alive! Interdimensional travel at warp speed! The Epoch is capable of this? It actually took me a while the first time I played this to learn that you could hop back onto the Epoch from here at the end of time.
Interesting. So he actually completed his Wings of Time, and at the cost of his own life, no less. Why not put those wings to good use and pay a visit to the ancient Magic Kingdom? Come and see me whenever you have the need. Think of me as your guide on Time's road.
Alright, so now it's time to get a bunch more sealed chests. We're going to start by heading to the Middle Ages, and this is important. It is about how you open certain sealed chests. Also, yeah, there's a sunken desert here. We'll go to the Elder's house, where they have 2 sealed chests. When you interact with some chests in the Middle Ages, it brings up this prompt. The item inside is reacting to the pendant. Remove the item. If you take it, you get the item, and they're good items. But you do not want to do that. There is a way to not only get the item that's in there right now, but an even stronger version on top of that. So when you find any chest that has this prompt, you say no. And you do have to interact with them in order for this to work. So now I'm going to go to the present just to show how this works. Okay. So now we'll go to the Elder's house, the Mayor's Manor here. And we've actually changed the past. Remember that spiced jerky? Help the needy, share and share alike. Thinking about making that the town motto. And now the dad is a wonderful man. I love my daddy. My dad is my favorite person in the whole world. I wish my husband were just a tad less generous. I mean, it wouldn't kill him to save a little for us, would it? We made him a better person. Everybody says Daddy's magnanimous, but he says he's just big-boned. That's actually a funny joke. So here are the chests. If you interact with them in the past, but do not open them, they give you upgraded versions. So here, I have the white plate instead of the white vest, and the black plate instead of the black vest. And these things are very, very powerful. The defenses on them are crazy, and the plates actually absorb damage of specific elements. But doing that does not actually mean that we have lost the ability to get the originals. Remember, it is 1000 AD when we opened up those chests. But we first interacted with them in 600. Those chests in 600 AD are still there. And even though it creates a bit of a paradox, we can now just go and open them. And now we have black plate and a black vest. And also a white plate and a white vest. The vest versions also protect against elements, but they only absorb 50% of the full damage. So, say if Chrono was wearing a white vest and took an attack that dealt, say, 200 light damage, with the white vest he'd heal 100. With the white plate, he'd absorb 200. Also, the white vests, their defenses are not nearly as good as the upgraded versions. So there are several other chests that are going to function in that same way. But first, let's see if there's any... Fiona... Looks like dialogue here is pretty much the same. This is the Sunken Desert. This is a late-game dungeon that has to deal with Fiona. My husband Marco is finally home from the war. Oh, I'm so relieved. Worry not, my love. We won't be parted again. Anything I plant dies before it even has a chance to grow. It's the work of monsters lurking out in that desert somewhere. This young tree is one that has been cultivated throughout the ages, mysteriously resilient, that could surely restore this desert to a verdant land. But I daren't plant so small a sapling out there now, not with all the monsters lurking in that cave. And yes, their husband actually was alive. The monsters in the desert cave fear water. They seem vulnerable to it, but the greatest of them, water or no, I could not hope to slay that beast on my own. We could go in here right now. I would have my ass kicked. So let's just work on finding more sealed chests. There's actually one in here, and it's a magic ring. And I believe that's the only one in here. So I'm going to head north, and I'm going to activate and grab other sealed chests. So first, over here in the Guardia Forest, in the Middle Ages, this way doesn't lead to the clearing, but there is still a sealed chest there with a speed capsule. This one does not upgrade, even though it is roughly in the same location as another. Meanwhile, up here in Guardia Castle, our victory is owed to you. You served us victory, but I cooked the meal. And speaking of cooking, I've a mind to prepare a victory feast. Something truly spectacular to celebrate the Fiend Lord's defeat. You're alive! We sustained heavy casualties, but thanks to you, our battle is won. Now we must all work together to rebuild. If there is ever any way this kingdom might repay its debt to you, I shall see it done. I wonder if they have special dialogue for Frog. Frog, I offer my thanks to you again. The valor of your deeds is worthy of the name of knight. Your Majesty, please do not waste such words of honor on me. Frog, so you aided Chrono and the others. You've done a fine service for this kingdom. Please remain here for as long as you wish. We would be honored by your presence. Your kind words are reward enough, Your Majesty. My heart is glad to hear them. If they had broken through at Xenon Bridge, this castle would be no more than rubble. I'd feared you did not survive when I heard you never emerged from the Fiend Lord's Keep, but here you are. And the next sealed chest is on the way up to the king's side. And we do not take it. And I think that is the only sealed chest here in the castle. So now let's head to town. And here we check out the Truce Inn, where we have one more. And we do not open it. Perfect. Okay. Now we are ready to go back to the present and visit all of those locations again, as well as a couple of others. First, here at Truce Inn in the present, where we get the blue plate. Now, I can't quite remember if I can get inside the castle right now, but I'm going to give it a shot. But we also have more people to introduce to Mom. Dear me! Chrono, how many times have I told you to keep your pets outside? Milady, I am no pet. I am an accomplished swordsman, green as I may appear. Oh, forgive me, sir. I just thought... I meant no offense, Sir Knight, truly. My name is... Yes? On second thought, Sir Knight will suffice. And that's right, Mom. I brought home a real looker. Gracious! Who are you? Me, Ayla. Ayla, dear, a young lady shouldn't dress like that. But Ayla like. No buts. The proper response is yes, ma'am. Chrono strong. Chrono, Mom strong too. Alright, so we've now introduced everybody to Mom. Let's see if we can get inside the castle. So here in Guardia Forest, even though there is a sealed chest in the clearing, we can no longer access it due to this rubble. But we can get to it from a portal. So let's see if we're allowed to access the castle. Princess Nadia! You had me worried, Princess. I understand your feelings, of course. The king places his realm above all else. It was the same even when your mother, Queen Eliza, passed away. What? Oh, child, please forget I spoke. Tell me! It's difficult to speak of even now. You see, Queen Eliza's condition had been frail for some time, but it took a sudden turn for the worse near the end. She desperately wanted to see your father, just one last time. But your father refused, said he could not leave his work unattended. He left you, young, innocent, and knowing nothing of death, to watch over her alone. Naturally, the end was not long in coming. She died soon after. One might well see the king killed her. Such a shame. Father killed her? Please, I speak too much. Do not let it trouble you, Your Highness. Now that you've finally returned, won't you go and see the king? So now we can actually talk to people here. Since it is our millennial anniversary, the king has, for the time being, ordered probation for Chrono. His grace awaits his daughter's return, even if he appears upset. The Millennial Fair celebration is set to begin, but the king in his current state The doors to the court have been sealed at the orders of His Grace the King. So there are some chests here we hadn't accessed before. We have a turbo ether, a locked chest, which not even magical sealing pendants can open. What are you doing here? Do you want to be put on trial again? You know what? I kinda do, because the first time was a bunch of bullshit. Preparations for the Millennial Fair's evening celebration are underway. The chief cook's ancestors served in the war against the Fiend Lord. Served food, I mean. As a wise man once said, can't wage war on an empty stomach. Sorry about my wife. The old lady runs the kitchens. Gotta tread softly around here. She knows how to cook a goose better than anyone, but she's got a temper that'll cook your goose. Seems to run in the family. Who gave you permission to come in here? Out with you! Am I able to get served a meal? Hey! Oh, forgive me, I didn't recognize you, Princess Nadia. No? Okay. Alright, let's keep exploring, since this is our first real chance to look at the castle in the present. Pierre awaits you downstairs. Entry to the prison towers has been forbidden by orders of His Grace. Hello, lawyer. I'm Pierre, Royal Legal Counsel. The king has been terribly distraught since the princess ran off. It took some time, but I was able to convince him that no kidnapping took place. The Chancellor, on the other hand, he's been acting quite strangely. We were just discussing that now. The Chancellor hired all of the guards who manned the prison towers. Did he now? The Chancellor may have been purposefully trying to influence His Grace's judgment in the courtroom. I will say, it's actually really cool that, royally appointed legal counsel was provided to Chrono to serve as a defense attorney. It was right around the time he ordered that dragon tank to be built. That was when the Chancellor started to act differently. Those prison guards were an odd bunch. Even we would get cold stares from time to time. And those eyes. It's like they weren't even human. Well, I think we can put 2 and 2 together. Looks like the Chancellor has probably been replaced again. How many times is this going to happen in the history of this damned kingdom? Without our princess, it's almost as though the light is gone from these halls. Only the Chancellor refused to believe that Chrono was innocent. Princess Nadia. Princess Nadia is the very image of her late mother. I suspect that's why the king's so strict with her. Alright, let's go check out Princess Nadia's bedroom. Also, turbo ethers, very nice. More treasures. Mega elixir, that's so good. I'm the personal tutor in charge of Her Highness's education. Hello, I'm in charge of the princess's physical fitness. I'm in charge of discipline. This latest incident is all my fault. I should have been more strict. There's so much love in this game. We will talk to the king on our way out. We need our princess here. Do you? Do you really? An elixir? We have obtained the red plate. We now have a plate armor for every element. His Grace is deeply troubled by Princess Nadia. It's hard for a king to seek advice about family matters. High Ether? After the death of Queen Eliza, Princess Nadia became His Grace's entire world. Alright, let's go talk to the king. And then there is a couple more sealed chests to get here in the present. Oh, Nadia. What have you... sorry. What have you come here for? I thought you had no more use for this place. Don't you look at me like that. You're the one who stormed out of here and letting these hoodlums in here. Are you planning to cause some sort of trouble? How can you say things like that? These are my friends. Friends? You're a daughter of the line of Guardia. Consorting with their like is a disgrace to this family's name. It's true, then. You really do care more about the kingdom than you ever cared about me, our mother. What? You killed my mother! Get out! Do not show your face here again. Don't worry, I won't. I'm leaving. Well, that didn't do very well. Do as you please. You are not my daughter. All of this dialogue is actually optional. Oh, Chancellor. Oh, dear. So I actually want to come right back in because I want to check something. Okay. So there's actually a scene I can access later where I try to offer the king some special jerky, and he doesn't appreciate it. All right, but let's keep on going. We're going to put Luca in the party and check back at her house. Oh, perfect timing. We now have the Tabin's suit. Another great invention just completed. The ultimate in defense for my beautiful daughter. Oh, perfect timing. The Tabin's helm. Another great invention just completed. The ultimate in defense for my beautiful daughter. Hey, Luca. So Luca gets some good stuff. The Tabin helm has huge magic defense. And the Tabin suit is pretty darn good, too. I think Mistro... You know what? I'll worry about getting everyone's equipment sorted out after this. For right now, I have to jump into this shimmering whirlpool of death. Very important. Because remember, there is a sealed chest inside this dungeon. I think pretty much all the random encounters are gone. Bottle Guy's still there. But here we get a barrier ring. And a speed ring. So another couple fantastic pieces of equipment. Magic +6 from the magic ring. Speed +3 from the speed ring. And the barrier ring is magic defense +10. Okay. So now I'm going to have to go through the end of time portals in order to get the last chest in the present, and then I need to open the versions that are still in the Middle Ages. So be right back. And here is the red vest to go along with the red plate. And here is the blue vest to go along with the blue plate. Now, on to the forest clearing. So we just go through here. Guardia Forest, 1000 AD. And we have this chest. It's also one that doesn't upgrade. But it gives us a power ring. And that leaves one more sealed point that we can access at the current time. And that is going to be in Medina Village in 1000 AD. And there's also been a few changes around town. No, I'm actually not too hungry. I'm not going to eat your food. So now they actually worship at a statue of Ozzy. Oh, great Ozzy. Yeah. Looks like Ozzy had some luck, getting a position of power after Magus disappeared. We can access the forest pyramid.
Your pendant! It's glowing!
And so, the seal is broken. The seal is broken. I will give to you a treasure, crafted by the Guru of Reason himself. To your right is a weapon, which will enhance your strength. To your left is protected gear, which will guard your life. Think well and choose whichever you need the most. 13,000 years was a very long time. Balthasar, I go to you now. So, you can only get one. This is a good weapon. Specifically, the big thing it does is cause Chrono to deal quadruple damage on critical hits instead of double. But there are better ones. This, however, is the Guardian Helm. And it is the most powerful defensive item in the game for physical hits. As long as you wear it on top of its base defense, the wearer gets a persistent buff that reduces all physical damage done to them by a third. It is insanely good. And with that, I have now opened all the sealed chests. And there is one more thing I said I would do to close out this episode. That I would show the game over screen if you lose to Lavos. So let's show it off. It is no lie when they say that that bucket at the end of time, from so early in the game, leads to the final boss. It does. It truly does. This takes you right to the front door of Phase 1.
This must be the day of... He's strong. Strong, strong, strong!
This is going to end relatively quickly. I'm not going to make any attempts to heal myself over the course of the fight. I'm just going to go in guns blazing. The first phase of Lavos is actually a boss rush.
Oh my!
And there's the face of our enemy.
Lavos! Are we really going on?
Absolutely.
Ours was a short youth.
Ayla, no, run! Ayla, fight! Lavos enters attack mode. So the first thing he does is channel different bosses that you have fought throughout the game. So starting with the dragon tank and summoning little helper bits in order to fulfill the different points. And I think this is a really cool way of doing a boss rush where it is ultimately a single entity that you're fighting. But it just channels all these different modes. Okay. That takes care of that. Changing attack mode. It's now going for the Guardian from the future. Let's do it. It's okay if we get counterattacked. Again, my whole point here is to die. You can see little Lavos appendages on the sides of those weird little bit things. I also like how the music for this part is, like, very triumphant. Wow, no crits. You guys are being kind of unimpressive right now. Guys, come on. Seriously. Okay, now you guys are just being silly. Fine. If that's the way you want to play it, we're going to queue up some of our skills. There we go. Okay. This part of Lavos is down. Lavos changes attack mode. This time it is Hecarim from the Magic Cave. Hecarim doesn't put out damage significant enough to, like, kill me efficiently, and it requires magic damage to reach the next phase, which actually will start to kill me more efficiently. So we're going to do that first. But once it goes into the counter-attack phase, it should actually start to drop me more efficiently. You can see why I did not put on any of the fantastic new gear that I found. It would just make this take a lot longer. Keep going. Good job, Ayla. We're all very proud of you. I wonder if we make it to the next phase. Okay, Lavos' head just came out and slapped Chrono a bunch. Alright, we're in counter phase. There we go. That's a respectable chunk of damage. Go ahead, Lavos. Finish me off. Alright. Chrono, do the thing. Alright, so let's take a look at the game over screen. I think it is so cool that you get to see this. Truce! Direct impact on truce! Calm yourself. Give me a full status update. Yeah, about that. Poor Koras, Medina. They've all been destroyed. Director, we've got incoming! Evacuate to the shelter dome. Director! Sir, you must come with us. There's no time. Get moving! Yes, sir. Lavos. And that shows... I think they knew that the end was coming. I think they knew the threat that they would face. I think that's why they prepared the domes, the shelters, stockpiles. But in the end, the future refused to change. But maybe we can do something about that on the next one.